Chapter 13. The Teaching of the Samadhi. Then the Bhagavan said to the youth Chandraprabha, Therefore, young man, Bodhisattva Mahasattvas who wish for this Samadhi, and wish to attain quickly the highest complete enlightenment of perfect Buddhahood, should be skilled in teaching this Samadhi. Young man, what is the teaching of this Samadhi? It is the true nature of all phenomena. It is equality. It is the absence of inequality. It is devoid of notions. It is devoid of concepts. It is devoid of creation. It is devoid of arising. It is devoid of production. It is devoid of cessation. It is the termination of notions, concepts, and assumptions. It is devoid of an object for the mind. It is devoid of a focus of the mind. It is the termination of designations. It is the termination of concepts from analysis. It is the termination of desire, anger, and ignorance. It is without a limited or limitless focus of the mind. It is the termination of any focus of the mind. It is the knowledge of the nature of the skandhas, dhatus, and ayatanas. It is the state of accomplishing the field of activity that is the performance of the conduct of mindfulness, understanding, comprehension, conscience, and stability. It is the level of freedom from corruptions. It is the level of peace. It is the termination of all conceptual elaboration. It is the training of all bodhisattvas. It is the field of activity of all tathagatas, and it is the perfection of all good qualities. Young man, that is what the teaching of Samadhi is said to be. Bodhisattva Mahasattvas who are established in this teaching of Samadhi become inseparable from Samadhi. Their minds become free of delusion, they become endowed with great compassion, and they accomplish the benefit of countless beings. Thereupon the Bhagavan spoke these verses. The level of unequaled Samadhi, in peaceful, subtle, difficult to see. All conceptions have been eliminated. Therefore it is called Samadhi. There are no notions, there are no concepts, there is nothing to be grasped, there is nothing to be shown, and there is no object for the mind. Therefore it is called Samadhi. When in a state of meditation there is no pride concerning any phenomenon. That very absence of pride, that is what is called Samadhi. There does not exist even an atom of phenomena. That which is called an atom does not exist. There are no phenomena as objects for the mind. Therefore it is called Samadhi. The mind has no object. It is also itself a concept. When there are no concepts of phenomena, then that is known as Samadhi. A word indicates a meaning. That word is not a thing. A word is like an echo, like the space of the sky. These phenomena are not present. There is no presence to be perceived. The non-presence is through the word presence. Its nature is that there is nothing to be found. One says going and passing away, but that going does not exist. Through the word going there is the absence of going. That is given the name Samadhi. Saying I am not meditating is called pride. I am meditating is a second kind of pride. Practicing for enlightenment without pride, and attaining the absence of pride, is the highest enlightenment. The unequaled equality is the level of peace. It is samatha and vipassana, devoid of attributes. Relying upon this peace, the level of Buddhahood is engaging in the meditation of Samadhi. It is not possible through words to enter into the understanding of the meaning. When all sounds and words are abandoned, there will be meditation without pride. When there is the fire of the aeon's end in this world, that fire does not burn the supreme mountain in its center, just like space that has never been burned in the past, even though the fire burns for many hundreds of aeons. The bodhisattvas who become engaged in this samadhi as it has been taught, and know that phenomena are the same as space, will also not be burned by fire. If the Buddha realm were burning, and in this samadhi they prayed for the burning to completely cease, though the earth was destroyed, it would be unchanged. They will have infinite miraculous powers. They will travel through the air unimpeded. The bodhisattvas will have these qualities by remaining in samadhi, just as they have been taught. Though one is born and though one dies, there is no birth and there is no death. For the one who understands that, this samadhi will not be difficult to attain. The Lord of the world has taught that there is no death and there is no birth. Just as the Lord of the world knew that, you should also know that through this samadhi. Unstained by the world, they have no attachment to worldly phenomena. With a body free of impediment, they go to the Buddha realms. They constantly see in those realms the perfect Buddhas, the guides of the world. They listen there to the Dharma. that is taught in the realms of the Buddhas. They will never be in ignorance. They will teach the essence of phenomena. They always know the way of phenomena, which is composed of the essence of phenomena. Even though they teach for 10 million aeons, their confidence in speech will not decline. They emanate many other bodhisattvas who have wisdom. The emanated bodhisattvas travel from realm to realm. They are seated, cross-legged, upon lotuses that have 1,000 petals. They teach the enlightenment of Buddhahood, wonderful Dharanis and sutras, and 10 million other sutras, while meditating peacefully in samadhi. They establish in irreversibility countless multitudes of beings, and teach the enlightenment of Buddhahood without their confidence in speech ever declining. They go to a pinnacled hall that is adorned with jewels, and scatter aromatic flowers upon the guides. They also sprinkle scented powders upon the guides. They all make vast offerings in order to attain enlightenment. Those countless qualities are the refuge of the bodhisattvas. They are free of kleshas. They attain those miraculous powers. Because the kleshas are not created, they are clear, pure, and bright. The field of activity of the bodhisattvas is non-composite and inviolate. They have perfect peace, complete peace. They have no kleshas, and they have no misery. They have no conceptualization, are free of conceptualization, and have transcended conceptualization. This characteristic of phenomena is beyond the scope of words. It is difficult to know through language, and therefore it is called samadhi. It is unending. It is complete peace. It is effortless, and it cannot be shown. The field of activity of all the Buddhas is the completely pure summit of the truth. The training of all the Buddhas is in the nature of all phenomena. The perfect Buddhas, having trained in it, have reached the perfection of qualities. Without any concepts of the past, of this side and the further side, in that way all those Buddhas have reached the perfection of qualities. Knowing the nature of phenomena as having no coming or going, they have reached the perfection that is non-conceptual and effortless. Conclusion of the 13th chapter, the teaching of the Samadhi.